sort of one's culinary skills, and I don't have the greatest ones, but this is called chopping the onion. And what this will do is it will shorten the articulation to the point that the diction just has to line up. So you can remain seated, gang, but let's just sing "Courage My Soul," and let's chop the onion. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to imprint them. So watch what I do. Do it, go. Sing "Courage My Soul." 1, 2, ready, chop. Courage my soul. Good. Now, we're going to spread the butter on the word soul because soul is a very sustained note. And in order for us to be expressive on sustained notes, we have to kind of move our body and give it some English, some body English, as I call it. So here's what we're going to do. Go. Good. And notice how they move their bodies with, a little bit of, flair. And that's because when you're spreading butter on either a bagel or baguette or just a regular slice of bread, I've never seen anybody do it this way. People are like, get into it, right? So now sing what you sing. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Courage my soul, and let us journey on. You hear their sound? If that doesn't move you, nothing will, right? Wasn't that very expressive? So this is how we can clean up diction, we can clean up rhythmic issues in the piece, and we can also help the singers to be very expressive, right? Now, so this is chopping the onion, this is spreading the butter, and then this is kneading the dough. So you'll see me do this sometimes, and that's when you really got to kind of push down into the sound a little bit and massage it and give it a little bit of maybe emphasis and weight. So let's do, and the storm is passing over. Here we go. 1 and go. And the storm is passing over. Good. Now I'm going to do something really weird. I just have them do it all on that, but watch what I do. If you will play and the storm is passing over, watch what I do first, and then you will imitate. I'm going to imprint them. Here we go. 1 and watch. Okay, one more time. Here we go. You see what I did? Okay, I'll do it from the side this time so you can all see. Sorry. Here we go. 1 and up. Okay, can you do it with me? You don't have to sing out loud, but sing in your head. 1 and go. Okay, sing what you just did. Here we go. 1 and go. And the storm is passing over. You hear it? You hear it? Isn't it awesome? The way. Now, I can honestly tell you, I made that up one day because my singers weren't doing what I needed them to do. Kneading. I kid you not. I was sitting in rehearsal. I'm like, you're not getting it. And then I was like, do this. And I said, we're going to call this chopping the onion. I mean, literally, I just made it up. I made it up, and now it's like become a part of my teaching vocabulary for imprinting singers with the stylistic nuances that I'm trying to get them to approach. I don't have to call it anything other than this. And then what happens is, subconsciously, their voices, their bodies cannot contradict what their bodies are doing. I have a friend who, and this might be something worth studying in terms of voice science, because a friend of mine, Janet Galvan, her phrase is, where the body goes, the voice will follow. Where the body goes, the voice will follow. And it's almost impossible for the voice to contradict what the rest of the body's doing, because the body is in many ways not only triggering and commanding the voice what it's supposed to do, but in many ways it's supporting what the voice is doing. And I tell singers that all the time. I mean, when I'm working on, trying to get singers to relax as they start to move toward higher parts of their range, we're doing ballet on stage. We're literally going. And they begin to understand the connection between alignment, relaxation, and natural support. Because when you're bending like this, guess what? This is going down, and pushing out as you're breathing. If you're like in this position and you start breathing, you cannot help but to support that. And so what we often do is help young singers in particular, but not so young singers in particular, to understand how their body can work with them in the vocal production process. And if they really are working, if they're working the body and the breath at the same time together, the voice will just follow that just so easily and actually quite naturally, because that's how we're designed. So much of what we do in our voice teaching is unteach what people have started doing once they learn how to walk. That's the honest to goodness truth. You ever watch a little baby in a crib breathing? They're naturally breathing the way they're supposed to. But once we start walking and we start talking, we develop different kinds of habits, right? So often what I'm doing is trying to help singers to reconnect with what the body just really does naturally. And I'm just trying to figure out all the different tricks in my trick bag to make that work. Yeah. Any other questions?